The moon hung low and heavy in the night sky, casting an eerie silver glow over the small town Yumi Tanaka called home. She shivered as she walked toward her parents' antique shop, the old wooden sign creaking ominously in the chilling autumn wind. Tonight seemed different, the air thick with an unspoken dread, as if the very shadows whispered secrets. Pushing open the heavy door, the familiar scent of aged wood and antiquities enveloped her. Her parents had left for a rare night out, entrusting the shop to her. As always, the items in the shop seemed to hum with history, each possessing a story long forgotten or deliberately erased. Yumi's eyes roamed over the myriad of artifacts until they landed on the one thing that had gnawed at her curiosity, an ornate dark chest adorned with intricate carvings. Yumi's fingers traced the patterns, feeling their cryptic allure. She had discovered the chest shortly after finding the old diary in the attic. The diary, written in her grandmother's hand, contained fragmented notes about strange rituals and shadowy figures that roamed their town. The entries always ended abruptly, as though the writer had been interrupted or fled in fear. The chest was mentioned repeatedly, often referred to as the Keeper of Truth. Gingerly, Yumi opened the chest. Inside, she found yellowed letters, brittle photographs, and an ancient silver locket. Her heart hammered against her ribs as she picked up one letter. The handwriting was barely legible, faded with time. To whomever finds this, the truth of our lineage is buried deep within the town, intertwined with its darkest secrets. Beware, for the spirits protect the truth and punish the Cu. Rias, seek the altar of shadows, but do not go alone. Yumi felt a cold shiver skitter down her spine. She knew the altar the letter referred to, an old abandoned shrine within the town's dense woods, a place she had always avoided. Determined, Yumi decided to face whatever lay ahead. Armed with a flashlight and a deep sense of foreboding, she braved the twisted path into the woods. The trees loomed overhead like silent sentinels, their gnarled branches resembling skeletal fingers. Her every step was accompanied by the crunch of dried leaves, sounding unnaturally loud in the silence. Suddenly the temperature dropped, and Yumi felt a prickle at the nape of her neck, a familiar sign that something supernatural was near. She spun around, her breath clouding in the frosty air. The shadows seemed to move, to stretch and bend toward her. Yumi's heart thudded, but her resolve hardened with each passing second. She finally reached the shrine, a dilapidated structure barely recognizable under the overgrowth. The altar, a weathered stone slab, stood ominously in the center. A sinister aura surrounded it, pulsating with a dark energy. Yumi approached, the silver locket in hand, and placed it on the altar. A sudden gust of wind extinguished her flashlight, plunging her into darkness. Panic clawed at her, but she forced herself to remain calm. Slowly, ghostly figures emerged from the shadows, their eyes glowing an eerie supernatural light. Yumi recognized them from the old photographs. They were her ancestors. A cold, disembodied voice echoed through the air. "Child of the Tanaka bloodline, why do you summon us?" Yumi found her voice, though it trembled. "I seek the truth about our family and the town's dark history." The spirits closed in, their translucent forms flickering. "The truth is perilous, sheltered by vengeful souls. You shall face what we faced, endure what we endured. Are you prepared for such an ordeal?" Summoning her courage, Yumi nodded. "I am." The spirits merged into a swirling vortex of shadows, and a vision overtook Yumi. She glimpsed horrific scenes, rituals where townsfolk sacrificed innocents to appease malevolent entities. She saw her grandmother, desperate and defiant, trying to protect the town from the dark forces their ancestors foolishly served. The vision culminated in the townsfolk turning on her grandmother, condemning her to death, believing it would end their curse. As the vision faded, Yumi collapsed to her knees, tears streaming down her face. The spirits faded, leaving behind an oppressive silence. She had uncovered the truth, but the weight of it was almost too much to bear. Returning to the town, Yumi knew she had to end the cycle. She must confront the malevolent force feeding off the town's fear and guilt. With the knowledge and the artifacts she now possessed, she was their only hope. The following night, Armed with everything she had learned, Yumi prepared for the ultimate confrontation. As she stepped outside, town's clock struck midnight. Under the same heavy moonlight, Yumi vowed to bring peace to her restless ancestors and save her hometown from its dark past. In the silent embrace of the night, she disappeared into the woods, where the final reckoning awaited. And as she vanished, the town held its breath, shrouded in the chilling anticipation of what was to come. The end.